Hey y'all, I'm back with another DIY video, and this is all about turning a ordinary $1 planner into a scrapbook. So I found this planner at the Dollar Tree. It's super cheap and lightweight. I actually like the design on the outside, which is interesting. I don't care for the blue on top, but I kind of wanted to just do something different and try it out. And I kind of wanted to make almost like a traveler's notebook, but a larger size, and just kind of see how it goes. The base is already done for me, so why not just build right on top of that? So I gave you a little flip through of the planner there. The pages are like lighter than copy paper. They're almost like the consistency of tissue paper, but not that light. The first thing I'm doing is measuring this 12 by 12 paper. This is fairly lightweight paper from Hobby Lobby, from like their little open stock paper section, and I'm just cutting it to size. And you'll notice whenever I fit it around the notebook, it did not go all the way around, and so I'm gonna have to cut another pattern to kind of make up for the loss of those. I think it's about 2 inches or 2.5 inches. And so I'm just measuring the height right now. And then it doesn't really matter the width that I cut this paper, because I'm gonna have the other paper on top of it, so it's gonna cover. I just need to make sure that it covers the 2 inches. I think that the black and white paper is not going to cover, if that makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about more as I go. So I'm going to turn the planner kind of inside out, or whatever, not inside out, but just kind of on its like stomach, I guess. Open it up and kind of turn it on its stomach, and then I'm going to add some Mod Podge. This is in matte, so I didn't get the glossy kind because I wanted it to be more matte. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I put the Mod Podge on the bottom and then also on top of the paper. Now you could just cover your planner with straight paper, but I don't think it's going to be durable, and I don't think it'll last very long if you do that. And so I really wanted to kind of make this something that was going to last, and you'll see kind of the irony that bites me in the butt here in a little bit, and I'll talk about that. But basically I wanted the cover to be nice and durable, so I put the 2 sheets of green down, and of course you could leave it like that if you wanted to, but I really wanted to take it a step further and go ahead and place that other sheet of paper right on top of it. And like I said, it didn't matter how big the green was, because I knew as long as it was the right, okay, so it was about an inch, as long as I got an inch of the book covered on each side so that the black and white paper would fit. Also want to mention that I could have cut this, I guess I could have cut this black and white paper and not had the spine. I still don't know if it would have been long enough though, but I really wanted to make it look like a finished book, so that's why I folded it over the spine that way. You could just cover the front and back and be done, and just have like maybe use washi tape to reinforce the spine, but I really wanted to I just wanted it to look finished, if that makes sense. Okay, so now I have this paper pad by Pink Paisley. It's the Memorandum Collection, and I'm pulling out pages so that I can cover the inside of my book. And yes, I'm going to cover every single page, front and back. You'll kind of see what I mean and what I'm talking about when I show you the flip through at the end, and so stay tuned for that. But I know that the size is roughly about 6.5 by 9.5, so I'm going to test it out, which I've already done, and now I like that size, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of my pages. And no, you will not have to see me cut every single paper. I did throw in some white cardstock, and then I also threw in some other papers from my stash that I thought would kind of look good with the rest of the papers, or kind of be cohesive with the rest of the papers that I have chosen. So I also want to point out that you do not have to use tape runner, because you will go through like 1 or 2, at least 1 if not 2 tape runners. And depending on how much adhesive you put, I'm a little bit more generous with my adhesive, just because I don't want to like have to go back and reinforce things. But you can totally use a glue stick. I did use glue stick for a lot of my pages after I realized that I was using a lot of tape runner. But one thing about me is I'm like a super lazy crafter, and I don't want to get things like super messy. And so if you don't mind that, I would recommend a glue stick. So here's a flip through. I want to mention that I did have to go back and sew the spine, and the reason I had to do that was because the staples were not going to hold all of these papers. It did end up being a really nice size book, and so just keep that in mind. If you have a sewing machine, or if you have like a needle and thread, you should be able to, or like even a long arm stapler that is, I don't know, like durable, I think, or does like thick papers, I think that could work as well. So that was my flip through. And now I'm just going to show you that some of the the middle parts, I guess, where the spine is, or where it meets, the middle meets the thread, it's kind of pulling. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reinforce some of these pages with washi, but I really love to do that because I just love the pop of color that washi gives anyway. And so you'll see that on some of my other pages. I actually did that. I did it anyway. And I did it kind of as a way to make sure that my pages were reinforced really well. But I also like the look of it as well. So that's something you can do. And another tip is you can also do the same exact thing to your spine and go ahead and use your Mod Podge just to kind of have it all finished, and that washi tape will not be coming up if you use Mod Podge on the front cover. So just a thought. I'm not going to do it to mine. I like the way it looks. I don't think it looks too messy, even though I took those staples out. But that's pretty much it. And I'm going to close it up with a little clamp paper clip, and that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this process video. Let me know if you did by giving me or hitting the like button, or telling me something in the comments down below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.